Ladies and gentlemen of Azeroth, welcome back to the stream. My name is Kargoz. The date is November 27th, 2019. Good morning, Azeroth 35. You'll love to see it. I'm here joined with my good friends and guildies, and it's going to be a great time. So we have in the house, Senor Dunedain, of course, the Paladin. How you doing today, bro?
Hello, man. I'm doing good.
That's good. Of course, the Snapple champ right over there, Defcamp. How you doing, bro?
Fantastic.
Another day, another dollar. And we have a new guest to the show, a close friend at this point, guildmate since the day one of the game. Been slaying a lot with this guy, been chilling a lot with this guy, and it's great to see him on here. Murderer, how are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be here. Definitely good to be.
It is. It's good. Thanks for the last minute jumping in. So guys, we don't have a huge agenda for this one. We're gonna be just transparent with you guys. Not a whole lot has gone down in Classic WoW this past week. There's some interesting stuff on Reddit, sort of, but we're going to try something a little bit different during this episode. Try and look at the chat a little bit more, respond to your questions a little bit more. So feel free throughout this episode to ask us whatever you want. Make it
whatever
spicy.
you want.
Make them count, dude. Make them count. Just
That's right.
Doesn't have to be WoW related. It could be anything you want. You can just ask us. You know, if something is TOS, if you're dropping gamer words, then we're probably not gonna respond to it. But
yeah. Be respectful.
Be respectful.
That's all. Yeah.
Be respectful.
Shout out to the fellowship already.
Oh,
shout out to the fellowship.
Invictus, baby. Let's go.
Exactly, dude. Top.
You want to start this off, right? Ready to start this off?
Yeah, dude. Buff everyone individually in the chat with some shadow protection.
All right. Well, someone asked for a Snapple fact first. Let's get the average speed of a housefly is 4.5 miles per hour. That's your Snapple fact today.
Damn, dude.
And here we go.
Slap, dude. That's pretty fast.
4.5 miles, but that's pretty fast, right? Yeah. Here we go with a prayer of fortitude, everybody. Good morning, Azeroth. Let's go, everybody.
Let's go. As Defcamp said, dude, we gotta get hyped, dude. We gotta get hyped. Even though not a whole lot has gone down.
Perfect stealth. What's up, brother?
Oh, nice, dude. King Snake member right there. What up, Perfect? We gotta get you on one of these days, brother. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. Shout out to everybody on Twitch. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to the one person on Smashcraft or whatever watching. I love you, bro.
What's that, man?
Whatever, man. We got one guy on gg.ru. Shout out to the Russian community while tuning into the broadcast.
We got a question already. You want to read it here? When the game launched, I got to level 60 in 2 weeks without sort of waiting for everyone else to get max level and quit. What's going on in game to incentivize me to come back? I know many 60s now. It's a good question. What's going on in the game right now to incentivize him to come back? Well, I would say first off and foremost is PvP, right? You've got the chance to start ranking and potentially get yourself some PvP gear. So, one big thing for me is like I gotta have that PvP trinket, right? So get to at least rank 2, get that PvP trinket. There's a lot of world PvP going on right now, right at this moment, and Battlegrounds are going to be coming out in just a couple weeks. So if you want to experience the world PvP, you only have a couple more weeks to experience this, right? Mm-hmm. So that would be my thing is like, if you want to get in on this right now, I mean, a lot of people don't like it, a lot of people love it. I'm kind of I love it, but I also love BGs, and I really can't wait for BGs. But however, you kind of do want to experience this, right? You don't want to like miss this. So I would say, if that's not incentive, then maybe I don't know what is for you.
What Defcamp said, I haven't had the time to play a series in PvP yet, and I seriously want to try it. And the time frame is so short, you should definitely try it out, even though you might not like it. At least you have been there in that 2 or 3 time frame. What I'm trying to say is you have been there then in the 3-week period of time that it was available, at least.
Yeah.
But I find myself doing a lot of PvE stuff, though. I really like the professions, and I'm working on enchanting, and I picked up blacksmithing now, and I'm trying to get armorsmith, which is quite expensive if you have enchanting too. But there's so much stuff to do. Try to get all the recipes for your guild and stuff. I wasn't that fast at level 60 though, so I feel like there's 100,000 things I still can try and do.
I'm gonna be real with you,
Um,
Robin. Though I'm sort of in the same boat to a tiny degree. Like I leveled 2 characters to 60 pretty fast. Got a lot done really quick. Went harder than I have on other servers, and experiencing, a little bit of burnout with the the PvP out in the open world wasn't maybe as fun as I was hoping for it to be. Again, we're in a particular situation on the Scarum server, so I think a lot of people kind of fell out for a little bit, and they're going to come back with BGs. I think BGs is going to be the next big thing, man. Like, if you're thinking about coming back, man, December 10th, that's when the BGs come out. That might be a perfect time.
Absolutely.
And for whatever it's worth, this will be probably the era of the most world PvP because there is the rank 14 PvP system. There is no BGs, so if you're really into the world PvP, maybe you're playing on a more balanced server, man, you might have a hell of a time just out there killing people. So we already have a ton of questions, man. I don't know if we're gonna be able to keep up with this.
Yeah.
Real quick though, before we get started, I want to introduce Murderer, because Murderer's got a big personality. He's an awesome dude. I gotta introduce you to the stream, to everybody. Murderer, my man. Tell us race, class, and a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind. I'll put you on the spot here.
And your favorite food.
He found out he was
man,
doing this like 5 seconds ago or 5 minutes ago, and he was just like, "Oh, what do you need me for?" So give
I said the hell with it. So what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Murderer. Race, I am an orc rogue. Big zugs out there to all the orcs. Master race. Don't care what anybody says. A little bit about myself. 36 years old from East Coast, Northern Virginia. I've been playing WoW ever since original vanilla. I was in college back in those days. Had a really fun experience. I was a noob, though. There was a lot I didn't know, so I wanted to come back and try it all over again now that I have the information. I know a lot more about my class. And it's been a really, really great experience. I'm in a really good guild. I got good friends. I've accomplished a lot for myself, even beyond my expectations coming back to Classic WoW. So it's really been a fun ride, man. I kind of like no life the shit, pardon my language, but it's been cool, man, and I can't wait for BGs. I'm kind of in the same boat as Kargoz right now. Like it's starting to get a little bit burned out, but I think BGs will definitely bring that feeling out. I do a lot of world PvP. I kill a lot of people. It gets a little redundant.
That's an understatement.
It does. Murderer is the type of dude you want on your when shit hits the fan. You want Murderer in your corner. I will say that he's always out there. He's always willing to PvP. You put out the bat signal, my man is there. Lickety split. He is there immediately. Always always holding it down, representing Invictus. He's got a hot head, but you've got to channel the anger for our benefit. Like murder. Yeah, it's been a real pleasure.
He's a good rogue too. It's
He's a
hard
good
to,
rogue.
but did you play rogue back in the day as well, Murderer?
Originally, my first character in WoW was a troll hunter, and I hated it. And then I made a rogue, and I fell in love with it. Like I just like the stealthiness of a rogue, the fact that they did damage. You had poisons. Like there was just in my opinion, there was a lot of finesse to the class, and I'm a very finesse type person, so I just gravitated to it a lot.
Yeah, you said a few minutes ago that you like playing. Anybody like that in the chat? You like playing? He's tried to do alts before, and we tried to level a couple, but you just love your rogue. You just love your main so much that it's hard to get invested into an alt when you're just having so much fun, dude.
It's like I got a mage alt that we've been working on forever. I think it's still like 24 or 25. I haven't really touched it. I've been slowly leveling a priest because I want to alt a shadow priest as well.
Hell yeah.
But it's just my rogue is it's so fun, and world PvP, man, it's just it's too good. I mean unless you're a mage at this point in world PvP or a lock or a priest, shadow priest, like any caster class right now, world PvP, I don't think of anything that's funner than a rogue.
Yeah, and
I gotta admit, I'm pretty jealous. I am. I wish I had a 60 rogue right now. I really do.
So you guys know in the chat that I've been kind of a hater on rogues throughout the past months and stuff.
Yeah,
right? I pretty unabashedly, I was just like, why don't just play warrior? All this, I gotta say, since getting to know Murder, playing with him, I love to see that there are passionate rogue enthusiasts out there that love it, you know, and that are going to bat for the rogue
Has it
class.
changed your mindset on the class a little bit?
Um,
Please say yes.
you know, it's still probably.
Bro, you gotta try it. Like,
yeah, I mean, I respect rogues more. I respect rogues more.
Okay,
and I value.
I like that.
I value
like
their
that.
presence in a team fight. I value their presence in a dungeon a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it. And like hanging out with Sasuke and some of these big brain PvPers and stuff, they were saying that having a good rogue on your side provides so much control. And
Oh my
like,
God, yeah.
Especially in a PvP altercation, having a rogue there who knows what they're doing and knows how to peel and lock down multiple people is more valuable to him oftentimes than having a healer there, even, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, little bits like that. You know, I'm coming around to the rogue probably slowly but surely. Yeah.
I wanted to say I'm not really jealous on the rogue per se, but I'm pretty jealous on the fact that you can solo in world PvP or be out there in the world, not solo per se, and do your thing. And as a holy paladin, that's kind of one of the things I cannot really do. The holy paladin is really good in PvP, don't get me wrong, but it's not as fun and engaging as being that DPS class that can really turn the fight on its own.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I miss being a holy paladin. On the other hand, there's so much stuff I really like being a holy paladin too. Just the PvP part is not really one of them.
yeah, it's literally, if you're not in plate and I get the jump on you, I can 100-0 you.
And
Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, Murder is also geared as fuck too. Like he was probably the first person I think to get Viscag.
This guy.
He had Brutality Blade shortly after. He's a scary looking guy in the game. Like he's just this big zug orc, traps up through his ears, opens up on you with the tier 2 helm.
Just like my avatar,
Yeah,
dude.
that's
Just
him.
like my avatar in here. I look just like that.
Dude, don't tell me if you're a little gnome, you're not gonna be scared of that dude with the boob shoulders opening up on you with the big Viscag Brutality Blade. It's a sight
That's
to
some
see.
scary shit, man. It is, man. And like, oh God, I think I'm gonna start. I think I might start loving a rogue, man. I really do. Like, I really want to go dagger, for PvP and for PvE as well. But dude, it's just, I love to see it. I love to see a good rogue out there, you know, repping the class.
So
So,
we should. I kind of want to just, you know, there's no agenda. It's just a blank slate, guys. So I'm just freestyling right now. But I'm trying to think about rogue, as a supreme hater of rogues historically, and I look at them now after a few months into the game, and I say, hey, these guys are really good at providing reconnaissance as we're doing world PvP. They're able to go up and monitor areas really well. They're able to have a kind of S tier, tier 1 honor farm method of being able to camp out in cities, right? And snipe people out in cities and then be able to vanish back out and escape. The control they provide and utility provide in the small team fight altercations. Also dueling. I would much rather duel as a rogue than on a warrior. So you see that there. And then the main thing that we've all probably have some semblance of understanding about is that rogues are kind of a more self-reliant warrior. And I do value self-reliance both in-game and outside of game and all that. So,
I can do it all, man. Rogues are really, really excellent farmers. Especially, you know, if you're an herbalist, you know, you're trying to farm Black Lotus. I think they're amongst the best class to farm Black Lotus on. PvP, you can hold your own. PvE, you can hold your own. I mean, you can do a little bit of everything with a rogue.
Yeah,
and,
especially on the horde, man. I've seen instances where some rogues, you know, out DPS the so it happens, you know. There are times where you see rogues just blow the fuck up on DPS, and it's a beautiful sight.
You'll see, you know, when you can make use of that blade flare and everything too on some of these top, like if you're really looking at that top echelon of rating and stuff and speed clears and MC and stuff. I mean, you'll see rogues right up there with the warriors too, man. Like it's, you know, you'll see majority brown, but you see that yellow up in that category, and it's cool. It's cool to see.
We peeked through the door. Hold on, there's a couple of questions here. Murderer, have you tried combat spec with Imp Kick? It gives you an advantage versus some normally tough matchups. I really don't PvP as combat. I only really PvE as combat. When I PvP, it's generally Hemo because I'm swords, and it's just such a fast combo point building style. It's like usually when I open I can get 5 combo points on you, and then from there, it's just, what do I want to do? Do I want a cold-blooded abyss? Do I want to kidney shot? Do I want to rupture? Do I want to expose armor? I mean, there's so many choices, so much flavor. So
right. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Like that's one of the things that I really love about rogues. Remember, is like there's so many versatile specs that you can do, and there's so many possibilities, right? Because like I love dagger rogue, right? But then you see there are like little ways where you could kind of, you have a dagger rogue, but then you could also tweak the spec just a little bit. And so you see it all the times with a lot of rogues that they'll be similar specs, but they might have a couple talents here and there, that are different from other rogues. And I love that. It seems to me that rogues have some of the most play sometimes with their talents. Would you?
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it like that for basically all the classes in Classic? That's one of the
I feel like
strong
rogues
points,
more so though. You know what I mean? I feel like
I think so.
there are just so many good talents in the rogue specs that you can kind of I don't know.
I feel the same about Paladins, to be honest.
I feel like there's always
6 different builds.
Maybe with Paladins too, yeah. But I feel like with rogues, when I'm messing around with the talent calculator, I always have like a way more difficult time like picking. Oh my god, this talent's so good, but do I want this one? Do I don't want that one? And in other classes, like okay, you're the second tier. There's only like one pick. Whereas rogues, like there's like 3 great things on the second tier, or like you know what I mean. I don't know. I feel like for me, at least, when I play rogue, that I'm always struggling on what to take over other abilities.
Makes sense. If I think about Hunter, for example, that's more like, in my opinion, I'm not a Hunter expert, but that's more like you have 2 builds or 3, and
right.
That's about it.
It's like a lot of time. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I want to say I'm no way a Hunter expert, so I might be totally wrong there.
There's some flexibility to the 100 talents. I honestly feel I'm kind of with you with this, Dunedain. I feel like if you get really into your class, you understand all the nuances of talents. There's lots of decisions to be made. Like I'm actually struggling to think of a class where I feel like it's really cookie cutter, because with Hunter I can think of a bunch of builds off the top of my head. Whether you're going for a Wyvern Sting build, or you're going for Scatter in addition, you're skipping out Bestial Wrath and going for Scatter and Tim, or if you're just going deep.
See, I think you misunderstand what I'm saying. I don't mean like it's like cookie cutter. I mean like there are just little tiny like things that you could switch, right? So for instance, right, like if you're in PvP, you could say, oh, like I can put this extra point in improved Viscerate, or I can put like 1 point in Remorseless Attacks to get that improved crit chance on my ambush. I feel like there's on other classes, right? You have, I'm not saying like there's more of a clear cut thing to go to, but I really feel like on a lot of rogue specs, like 1 point, like I find myself like really just like struggling over, oh my god, like I really want this talent over that talent over this talent. Whereas a lot of other classes, I feel like, okay, this is going to be more easy for me to establish. I don't know. There's something about the rogue class. I don't know if anyone else can attest to this. Like, I've worked with other people to go over rogue specs, and like I feel like for the rogue over any other class, I've had a harder time trying to like just sit down and get like the actual build that I want over other classes. I can kind of look at like a priest or a shaman or a paladin or a mage and sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to go this class. I'm going to do this spec. I'm going to do this.
You feel like you can get everything you want, where a rogue, you feel like you can't get your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many good things for rogues, and it's like so fucking hard sometimes.
It's very nuanced. Like, and I mean, I get whispers from rogues and stuff all the time asking me about my build, or what do I think about certain things? Like, okay, well, if I take 2 points out of heightened senses and I put 2 points in deadliness for increased attack power, like, would that be better? And it's really just based on your play style. I know rogues that won't do improved gouge. Like, they don't care for the extra, 1.5 second gouge for reset, and that's just their prerogative. There's some rogues that don't run murder in their PvE build. I don't know why, but
as the murderer, you have to run murder, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, of course. And people ask me that too. They're like, "Yo, do you run murder?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
I love this dude's name too, by the way. Like, I've said it since the jump, dude. It's just murderer. He's just a murderer. He's a murderer. His name Murderer, dude. He's just out there murdering people, dude.
I think my name fits my class, and it kind of pushes me to play the game at a high level, it's because my name's Murderer. So like
True,
people
true.
will whisper me and they'll be like, "Yo, man, your name's dope," and I'm like, "Thanks, bro." And it's like, okay, yo, I gotta live up to this name. Like I have to be a murderer.
You
or
have
else
to be a murderer. You gotta
Yeah,
RP as a murderer.
Exactly, bro.
Yo, by the way,
So,
Josh from
yeah.
Countdown to Classic in
Oh!
here. Though. What the hell
Hello,
is
man.
up with you, brother? He, with the spicy comment right here, dude. I hope you're doing good, man. It was really good seeing you at BlizzCon, brother. Bro, I long overdue being with you. He says, not sure if you guys are interested in commenting, but see that Advertise got a week ban for consistently ganking
Oh, he did
Asmongold.
get banned?
Breach of Twitch TOS, not WoW TOS. Apparently, again, these are just all allegations. Everyone take it with a couple grains of salt. I have no idea what's going on here, but if anyone has any
I've watched the videos.
information...
Yeah, I've kind of kept up with it.
Oh, yeah? Anything?
Because okay, so this guy Advertised, right? Basically, is a shadow priest on the same on Fairlina, right? A horde shadow priest, and he, happens to he's a streamer, and while he's streaming, a lot of times he'll kill like people will whisper him and say, "Yo, Asmongold's here. Go kill him." And Asmongold and Esfan apparently have both been killed by him multiple times, and they automatically think, "Oh, because they killed me, that they're being stream sniped," when in reality they're not stream sniping. He's not stream sniping. He just a lot of times happens to either be where they were, or someone told him where they were, and he goes and finds them and then kills them. And he made this whole video about it on YouTube about he like showed his proof about how he was streaming at the time. He wasn't watching that person stream. Someone whispered him, and apparently they still went ahead and tried to get him banned. So yeah, I like when the whole thing happened with Soda Poppin' and like listen, I'm a streamer, right?
So
Not a big streamer.
It was a Twitch ban, not a WoW
It was a
ban?
Twitch. It was a Twitch ban, yeah, because they were saying
Oh.
it's against TOS, right? So like I'm a low key streamer, right? Like I've rarely ever gotten I mean it's happened a couple times before where I've gotten camped as a streamer. But listen, like you're putting yourself out there, you're making fucking tons of money off playing this game. You're going to deal with some shit, right? Like people are going to see your name and want to kill you. I'm sorry if you think that you're like above the fucking law or whatever because you're a big time streamer. I don't know. It kind of triggers me a little bit. Like it really bothers me that and, I remember like Soda Poppin' was one of those guys who said like, oh, I won't complain about like the stream sniping, all this, and then like totally went back on that. And like I don't know, it's like all these. Listen, maybe if I was a fucking big time streamer, I would think about it differently. But it bothers me, man. I think that's such bullshit. That just because you have a little bit extra power and a little bit extra, you automatically think that people are sniping you and shit like that. Like remember that thing that happened to Ninja like a while back, where the guy did the emote dance. And he's like, oh, he's got to be stream sniping me. Like
I will
know,
say
man,
that
it's-
one time we fought Asmongold in that Alterac Valley weekend.
Yeah.
I was targeting him. Don't get me wrong. I see him
Yeah.
and he's at the front of his giant like death ball of followers. I was targeting him and blowing him up as a Destrolock. I wasn't owning him or anything, but I was targeting him. I probably killed him like 5-6 times. And then someone messaged me. He was saying like Asmongold was saying you're stream sniping him and calling you pathetic and stuff. And I'm not trying to stir the pot here, but like I really was not. Was not stream sniping him. He was just always right there at the front of the spear. So, but maybe when you have that many followers and stuff, man, like I don't know, maybe just it always feels that way.
Well, I think it comes with the territory. It's like, okay, you have this huge target on your chest
Right.
because you're a streamer. Then if you're a streamer with as much notoriety as Asmongold and you have a plethora of followers, when people see you, they're going to try to kill you just to make a name for themselves.
right.
They want to get known as, oh man, I killed Asmongold, or if they can put out some type of content showing themselves doing something to Asmongold, that just produces revenue for themselves. It puts their name out there. So you really can't be mad at somebody trying to kill you in a video game where half of the premise of the game is killing people. Like, I don't care who you are. You can be Asmongold, you can be a nobody, you can be Joe Blow, 16-year-old kid that just plays World of Warcraft. If you're on the opposite faction and you yield honor, I'm killing you.
That's what I'm saying. Streaming is a choice too. You don't have to stream. I mean,
Absolutely.
Is it
Yeah.
TOS though? Does anybody any Twitch experts? This is how you know I'm kind of a shitty
So
streamer. I don't
Countdown,
even know
Josh has said Twitch is touchy about streamer on streamer crime, so to speak, which just translated a little oddly over to WoW Classic. Yeah, I don't know, but I agree with Caleb what you just said there too. So I don't like the rules are Kargoz apparently like And here's the thing, right? So like someone like Asmongold, I'm sure has a little bit more weight and can say like, listen, I'm being stream sniped, whatever. And I'm sure, like, listen, like we all know that there's favoritism, right? Like with Twitch and whatever. I'm sure if someone says like, listen, this guy's killed me a bunch of times and complains about them, the Twitch staff will want to do something to protect one of their biggest streamers, right? I mean, that's just the way the fucking world works.
What is it even? What are you even protecting
protect them from a stream sniper, from someone sniping them? You know what I mean?
Know, man.
Well, you could just put a delay on your stream. If he puts a 15-minute delay on his
yeah,
stream,
that would be the smart thing, right? Yeah.
Is it officially against TOS to watch someone stream, like stream sniper or whatever? I assume when I stream that people are actively watching my stream. It's the same thing like back in the day. Remember when you play split screen multiplayer, you're playing Halo 1 and you're shooting each other with pistols on Blood Gulch? I assume the person I'm playing with is not only watching my screen, but watching my screen like equally, if not more than their own screen, because, you know, they can, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what the actual law is on that.
Yeah.
How you we could, if anyone knows, I'm interested in that too. Like, how do you I don't know. It's kind of it's kind of bullshit, honestly. Like just like you said, Caleb. Like, once you get to a certain point, people are going to single you out. People are going to target you. You just got to accept that, dude. Like, it's part of. I mean, you don't have to stream all the time. Like, you know, when you're streaming, people are going to be coming out looking for you, whatever. Like you said, murderer, right? To put a name out for themselves. Either that, or either they just want to kill the guy because they don't like him or whatever. You know. When you're not streaming, you know, you won't have that same interaction. So I don't know. To me, it just seems like it's like a crybaby kind of thing. And like, listen, nothing against those guys, but like, this whole, you know, mentality of like, well, I'm a streamer, and you know, if you do this to me, like, you're gonna get in trouble, kind of bullshit, just kind of pisses me off.
I don't have much to add on this, but I'm going to say this. If I know there are no streamers on my server, I don't think so anyway, but if I would see a horde running around with the name Tips Out, I would kill him, most likely. Just saying.
Yeah.
Dunedain firing shots off, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and you know, a lot of these streamers, you know, they're self-proclaimed good players, and I'm not saying that a lot of them aren't good players or good at their class, but obviously if you're a competitive player and you know you have confidence in your gameplay, you want to play against the top players.
Yeah.
So,
about that though, murder, like, so did you watch the advertised video?
Yeah. He said.
So did you see how?
I watched a little bit of it, but his voice is really cringe.
I know.
I can't really like.
Yeah, I know it was. But so like, I kind of got really like. So as fan, right? We all know as fan, like, you know, but the way he goes around in the world, like, he apparently he has these fluffers with him, right? They're called fluffers, and what they do is they sit there and like, it'll be a mage or a rogue, and sit there and white hit him so that he gets reckoning stacks at all times, right? So he has 2 horde people with him at all times. 1 to knock them out of polymorph when he gets polymorphed. 2 to bandage him and stuff if he gets mind controlled, and to give him reckoning stacks. Like, that doesn't make you a good player, you know what I mean? And also getting all the yes, you can watch the video.
Oh, wow,
that's so
so like, that doesn't make you a good player. That makes you,
what the hell?
That just means you have the power and notoriety to have people give you what you want, right? So there's that aspect of it where it's like, you know, and listen, if I were to see that, I'd be like, shit, I want to kill this guy too. You know what I mean? So, it's just the way it is, right?
Yeah.
If I were to see someone getting special treatment for the other faction, I'd want to kill that guy. Absolutely.
For sure. Absolutely, dude. I mean, yeah, dude.
Oh, and they poly to heal him too. So so like, if he's fighting someone else, there'll be a mage there, and the mage will polymorph him so that he gets full health.
Okay, so if you have, like, for me, I have a mage alt that follows me around and polys me. I duel myself, poly, whatever. But at least it's on the same faction, and I own that account. It's me playing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's honestly against the spirit of the game if you have 2 people on the opposing faction actively following you around like some robots doing that to me. That actually, I'll probably ban those people. to be honest, and I don't really ban anyone. I could count with
I
my
know,
personal channel. I could count
Yeah.
on one hand the amount of people that I've banned. Like I barely ban everyone. People can shit on me all they want, but that type of thing might be crossing the line in the sand. What I will say with this though is the fact that it was a Twitch ban and not a WoW ban. For me, it's all good. Like Twitch can do what they want.
Right,
You know,
right.
they're a company, they're a streaming service. They can set whatever rules they have in their TOS. If that dude was banned in game, then that would be outrageous, right? If that dude advertised was banned, then it would be, you know,
Yeah, that would be insane.
everybody's
But
fedora
yeah,
would be flying off and people would be rioting in the streets. But I
Yeah.
don't think that.
I mean, it just seems like on that server, you know, and I watch a couple of streamers that also stream on that server, and it just seems like that server has a bunch of drama.
Oh yes.
When it comes to
Indeed, yeah,
streamers
absolutely.
and things like that. Like there's a girl that streams, I think her name is Yoni or something, and she was having a bunch of problems with advertise and a bunch of drama, he shed, she shed stuff going on. Like
Mhm.
I'm kind of glad I'm not on like a streamer server because
Oh
I
my
just
God,
wouldn't want to
yeah.
deal with that, man. I mean, it's already bad enough that there's really no alliance for me to kill when I feel like killing them. So I can only imagine what it would be like to just deal with constant drama all the time.
True.
So I just want to read what Melderon said real quick. Classic WoW, in my opinion, is not a game that natively supports streaming on PvP servers. BFA is perfect. Don't want to get sniped, turn off battle mode. Yeah, that's true. In many ways, I think Classic is antithetical to the current streaming metaculture. Yeah, I guess that's true to a certain sense. You know, like Classic WoW doesn't have the safeties that BFA has, right? Where you can just turn off getting ganked.
Yo,
you know,
that's not how real life works. Someone's about to rob
exactly.
you, and you're like,
No,
battle
yeah,
mode off,
yeah.
bud.
yeah.
Like, you know, like about to get jumped, and you're like, I mean, you can.
Well, surprisingly, that happened to me just last night. I was in Ironforge, you know, doing my typical kill some alliance because that's where they all hide out. And I had opened up on this guy, right? You know, I open up with cheap shot, get 5 combo points, kidney shot, get 2 combo points, push my cold blood button. I'm getting ready to eviscerate this kid, and he turns blue. And then his buddy jumps on me. It's like 2 of his buddies jump on me and they kill me.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, is that even possible? Like, how did this guy unflag himself for PvP
5 minutes
while I was killing
yeah.
him?
Oh, while you were killing him.
Yeah, I was in combat. Like, I'm physically attacking this guy, and he
Did he
unflagged.
attack you yet?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
That might have been why. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah.
so I saw a question in chat, but it's been like 10 minutes ago. But anyway, about the Horde Alliance ratio.
Oh yeah, was that the
we
one from
and I don't
Joshua
really
D?
remember.
I think. Yeah.
Maybe. But anyway, we talked about this in previous GMAs, and then we said, well, basically, we didn't really know why there was an imbalance, but someone brought up that maybe the streamers make the imbalance what it is. And actually, if you think about it, it makes sense. If you look at the streamer servers, it's really Horde's favored, right?
Yeah.
So would that be like a major factor, you think?
I mean, like, well, you think about it like this, right? The biggest WoW streamers as we go is a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of Alliance on Fairlina, right? But then you have a lot of other smaller, smaller compared to Asmongold, right? They're not small, but smaller than Asmongold, like streamers who play Horde, right? I think overall there definitely are probably Horde streamers. I can't think of any other Alliance, like big Alliance streamers other than Asmongold. So yeah, I guess that would be a big factor. You know, a lot of people who play this game now, right, have either not played it ever before, have this is the first time playing, and I'm sure a lot of them had watched it on Twitch and had got it through there, and they watched their favorite streamer or whatever, and they want to play with them, so they play on the server, they play on the faction, and I'm sure that has a big effect. But I think it's not as big of a, overall, I think it's only 40 or so. Maybe a little bit less.
You dropped that a little.
I think overall of a versus to Horde is about 60-40.
60, yeah, that's quite big though.
Horde. Yeah.
But just when you think about it, might make sense.
Yeah.
Didn't really think about it. I saw another question to Murderer from a guild member of the Fellowship about which spec you're using. In PvP,
Yeah.
it was.
Oh.
Did
Oh,
you
what
see that?
spec? No. What spec am I using in PvP? Oh, I am I'm Hemorrhage. I am actually 21-3-27.
I
Oh,
see.
nice.
Yo, you see
Um,
this shit, dude? I'm gonna make it full screen.
What, the fluffers or
Yo, I can't. I'm just scrolling through Reddit. It's yo, just watch this. Just watch this.
Okay.
It's 5 multi-box moonkins right now. I don't know. But just watch. This shit is so funny, dude.
It's all Moonfire.
Puts a clip of a massive. I can't, dude. I'm a dork, man. Fuck. I'm sorry. You see the fucking explosion in the universe? I love it, man. It's hilarious, dude.
Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, here's Joshua's question that he said. So my question was, after seeing how Alliance fled high pop horde servers, any concerns with that reflecting Alliance actually wanting to queue for BG? I think we're gonna see a lot of Alliance queuing up. Because like I think there's a lot of Alliance right now that want a PvP, like in World PvP, but their servers are just too horde heavy. So I'm hoping that a lot of them are waiting for BGs, and then once BGs are out, we will have good, hopefully not crazy wait times and shit like that. So I'm hoping that it won't affect it, in a negative way. Joshua, I don't know, what do you guys think about that?
I think BGs will be fine. I think World PvP is just the bigger issue right now because it's depending on your server and the faction balance, it's just going to get annoying for some people because you're just constantly getting ganked and they can't do anything in the open world as far as farm or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think open world right now is a little scuffed, but BGs will kind of normalize everything and you'll get the hardcore PvPers in BGs, and that's where they're going to stay because that's where they're going to get the most of their honor from.
Yeah, I hope. Oh, by the way, thank you very much for the subscribe. Kelfaz subscribe to Twitch Prime. I recognize that name from somewhere. Good to see you, bro.
Kelfaz.
From the guild, yeah. Appreciate it, man. Like, you have to ask yourself the question: what do you have the most fun doing in the game? For me, it's I actually really like 5-mans in particular because you're playing with like your friends and you're, spending a lot of time with them, clearing it out. Like, I kind of did enjoy some aspects of that dungeon meta, even. And with BGs, it's kind of the same thing. You get to group up with your friends and do something that's very skill-based and very challenging. And, as opposed to World PvP, where it feels like it's kind of a slash-played check, and the path forward is unclear. You don't know exactly where and when to go places, and, it can be exhausting. So I guess my point is, I think BGs, I'm hoping, will reinvigorate me, and hopefully I will just go deep again, just get into it. So.
Yeah.
You feel like you're a little bit bored now from World PvP, or what?
Let's see if we can discuss. Some people in the chat might be feeling the same way. So, we have MC every week, haven't missed one. 3.MC, it's a breeze at this point, but flasks and stuff are getting more and more expensive, and they have been. They went down a little bit, so it's hard to maintain the amount of gold it takes to do that. And with a DKP system, you'll get a piece of gear once every couple weeks, so there's it's not the most exhilarating thing ever. It's still fine, right? And then outside of that, the World PvP is few and far between, and the meta is Sapper Fiesta with the death balls, and Alliance are playing keep away. You're catching up with them, and or you can farm gold in Dire Maul and do jump runs and do all that. It's just,
so in that sense, it's actually good that the World PvP phase is really short, right?
In that sense, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and then here's the other thing. And I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and I will continue to say it for weeks and weeks. Leveling is such a big part of the game. It's like it's the spirit, man. I swear, leveling in the open world is the spirit of this game that we play. And something got fucked up within me with this whole dungeon meta. Even though I enjoyed some aspects of it, I don't know, man. Like, because I don't feel like it's efficient to go out there and just level a character slowly at my own pace and enjoy it and go through it. Whereas opposed in the past, putting together some sort of amazing questing route and knowing all the quests and all the zones and weaving them together smoothly and having your ambience and your music cranked up, and maybe you're duo leveling and you're going back and forth and plotting and planning on which zone to go through next. And don't get me wrong, that can still be effective, but it's more tiring, it's more exhausting, more can go wrong. There's higher barriers to entry towards having that knowledge to do it. So the bottom line is the leveling meta is to dungeon cleave through this, and that demoralizes me on like some sort of deep level that I'm still trying to, figure out.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this before, Kargoz, I think you and I, and something that I think for me, I have to kind of like, and I know you're the kind of guy that like if something's there and it's available, you have to do it, right?
Yeah.
I know you've been like that, but for me, I kind of have to like set that boundary, right? Where I say I'm not going to engage in this because it's not how I want to play. I don't know if that's too hard for you to do, but I kind of had to do that, because I could, level an alt up just by doing dungeons and, doing the whole dungeon grind and, but do I really want to do that? Do I really want to experience that? And no. So I kind of force myself into, I don't know if you're able to do that, but it does help me to do that.
Yeah. I don't want them to change it. Don't get me wrong. I don't want them to, because I want them to be, true to their word and no changes all the way, right? But
yeah.
I want you to imagine, just as a thought experiment for whatever it's worth, if we were in a meta right now where the XP values weren't what they were, and you do 5-man dungeons mainly for the gear and to do it one time so that you would get a nice little tempo boost of XP by completing the quests associated with that dungeon, right? So it might be getting your bone biter out of SM. It might be doing a couple quests in ZF and then you move on. That meta of leveling where you do the dungeon maybe one time to do some quests and it's worth your while, and you use it as a break from the monotony of questing and grinding. That I don't know.
Man,
I don't know, man.
I'm over the dungeon meta. It's so stupid. And me being a rogue, I hated the dungeon meta because I could not find a group. All the are you a mage? Oh, are you a warlock? Oh, are you a warrior with a ravager? Oh no, then every time,
go play a real class.
And it was the worst, man. It's like I had to do so much like solo open world leveling.
Nobody wants you, dude. You're lonely.
Nobody wants you.
I'm so lonely.
Well, you got some fans in chat, Murderer. You got he said he sees you around in Ironforge all the time.
You probably had a good time though, being out in the world instead of being stuck in the same dungeon over and over again.
At the same time, the grind to 60 is so painful, and all of your homies are in the dungeons having the best time of their life, getting to 60, getting gold, all this. You just fucking out there
getting ready for MC, and I'm like, I'm level 56, and I'm trying to hurry up and rush, and like, oh my god, So, but yeah, it's all the people out there in the chat that do know me and have seen me around, man. What's up? All the fellow hordes, man. Zug, Loktar, Ogar.
No, I think there are lines that you've killed in Iron. It says seen you in Iron.
And you know what? They probably see me, and they've probably killed me back too. I probably killed them sometimes. They probably killed me. So it's a back and forth.
All love.
But I'll be there later too. So if you don't see me, you'll see me in like 2 hours or so. I'll be there.
That is one thing I fucking miss is playing a rogue. Is chilling in fucking Ironforge and shit, ganking people, dude. Oh my god, so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
So Defcamp. A random question: would you re-roll if you could do it all over again? If it's launched today?
If I could do it all over again, absolutely not. I would still have my main as a priest. But honestly, I think I would have spent a little bit more time on my alt, and I think I would have what I would have liked to do. And here's another thing too, and Dunedain, I've really been thinking about, like, a lot of people when I PvP, they want me to go at disc, like Milksteak had given me like 30 gold, to get power infusion, and I ended up giving it to him back because I didn't get to run with him that day. But everyone wants me to go as discipline, but I find myself more and more just wanting to go shadow and tear some people up. You know what I mean? So that's maybe one thing I want to do more of is play shadow more in PvP, even though I love disc in PvP as well. But I really haven't played shadow at all. But another thing I would probably do is, and I have a shaman. I think I would have tried to level up a rogue alt a little bit quicker than I did. So that's I definitely would have kept my main a priest 100%.
So if Classic relaunches in a year and a half, you would still pick a priest first. Is that right?
It's a hard question, man. The last the last private server I played on, I did a priest. However, the private server before that, I played a rogue. So I don't know.
Dude, rogue for life, bro. If they open up new servers, I'm rolling an
rogue
Orc
again.
Rogue.
Woo!
If
That's
they,
a real
they
enthusiast.
relaunch Classic WoW, going an Orc Rogue. When BC comes out, going an Orc Rogue.
Damn,
That's some
dude.
dedication.
That's some dedication.
Kargoz, would you go back
Respect.
to Hunter, or would you stay with Warlock?
No, Warlock's too strong, dude.
So Hunt.
The question is, would I have
Hunter's-
gone mage first, though? That's the thing.
Oh, mage.
Real
I
question.
see.
Mage
Dude, we
first
gotta-
might have been the play. If I had to literally do it again, and I know what I know now with Classic WoW, I would level mage first, yeah, in the dungeon meta. And I would just level the mage first, and then immediately go back and start leveling the warlock with a mage to lead the charge, and would have been able to get 2 people to 60 faster than the way I did it. Still made it work with the warlock as the puller, and you're able to, kind of tank sufficient damage, be kind of a tank and puller role up until ZF mainly. That would have been the main difference.
So you never go back to Hunter? Seems weird, man.
He realized that they're the worst class.
Nah, dude.
He's
Basically,
come to the
Dunedain, I
realization.
sold out, dude. That's basically what happened, dude. Sold out.
Dude,
I sold out to the
hunters.
Fel Magic, dude.
Dude,
I
there's
see.
some good hunters on our server,
There
man.
are.
Hunters be giving me fits. Like, they're not a bad. Don't get me wrong. Even though people always labels them as huntards, there are some really exceptional hunters on Scarum. I will say that there are some really exceptional ones. Some.
There
A
is
handful.
a line of play, and I will say, because I know one dude, I don't want to call him, maybe I'll just call him out. Fuck it. It's a good thing, right? Bambi, dude.
Mhm.
If you went hunter and you knew what you were doing, you wouldn't even have to join a raid group. You would just form your own pugs, be the only hunter in the raid, and funnel yourself all the gear. And that's what my man Bambi did. He just did pugs, Oni pugs, MC pugs, was the only hunter, and geared himself out so fast, and no one's really going to be complaining too much.
There you go.
And that's
You
one
will
way.
get
That's
geared
one way to
quick as
do
a
it.
hunter, that's for damn sure.
Hmm.
I got a question I want to answer real quick. Someone asked, said, "What is the advantage of being disc spec in PvP?" Wow, so many advantages, man. So, primarily as a priest, in PvP, especially in battlegrounds, right? But in any kind of PvP scenario, disc is probably your best go-to spec. In terms of as much as helping as much as you can, right? So, first of all, disc allows you to have talents like Unbreakable Will, improved Power Word Shield. You have Martyrdom, which gives you a chance to get a when you crit to ignore the cast resistance, and also to have a free cast, so where you won't get interrupted. You also have things like Mental Agility, which reduces your instant casts. You have Mental Strength, which increases your mana. Things like improved mana burn, improved inner fire, and then of course the big one, Power Infusion. So this is like just a go-to spec where you're offering people not only a DPS increase with Power Infusion, but you're able to dispel people more. You're able to, because like in PvP as a priest, one of the biggest things you can do other than healing is dispelling people, right? So you're dispelling people out of Frost Novas. You're dispelling people. You're dispelling their debuffs that they have, their magical debuffs. And you're able to just keep going longer than you would if you were holy, because you have more mana, you have a lot of spirit. And the other thing is improved mana burn, right? Which is just insane. Kargoz, you know how much I love that, right? So I love fucking draining people's mana. It's a lot of fun. It's really helpful when you're facing another healer.
So
And if you're going to get hit, right, you have that improved. If you're getting hit, you have that improved inner fire, which reduces their physical damage. So as far as PvP specs go, in my opinion, that disc is probably the most powerful PvP spec. Of course, Shadow is if you're going to be Shadow, right? But if you're going to be a healing priest, discipline is just insane. It's amazing.
So one thing that was interesting, Defcamp, I dueled a priest the other day, and it was like a smite spec, like a holy spec, or I'm not exactly sure what a spec is, but the 5-piece set bonus for a Warlock tier 1 is it's this Master Guardian. It's a buff you put on your pet that increases stamina and increases resistances, right? On the Fel Hunter at least, right? So my Fel Hunter's walking around with a ton of resist on him, and like a mage is unable to interact with my Fel Hunter. He's such a pain in the ass. But there's no holy resist, right?
No holy resist.
So
exactly.
this priest just slapped my Fel Hunter down so fast, and now I have no Fel Hunter. And I actually did lose that duel. I took some wins against him as well, but the first time he did it in particular, I wasn't ready for his strat. And dude, I don't know how you feel about that, but that was kind of sick.
So that is why I think Discipline fares up way better against Warlocks than Shadow does. And that's why the next time I was going to come as Discipline spec and do exactly that, right? So the spec I would go would be a Force of Will, probably Power Fusion spec. So I could, my smites are going to do a shit ton of damage, right? And also to try to get a improved Divine Fury so that your smite casts are quicker and stuff like that. You have that in the Holy Tree, right? So yeah, that alto there, right there. I mean, not to mention, no one has any resistance. There is no holy resistance, right? So it's so powerful right there because of that. And then also at the same time, you can heal yourself. You can mana drain. You can there's just so many things. So against a Warlock, I showed it before when I dueled that first time in Shadow. I beat a couple of the Warlocks, but the other Warlocks who had higher Shadow resistance, they were first of all resisting my fears. They were resisting my silence. They were resisting my dots that usually do over 230 something damage. We're literally doing 30 damage, right? So you're doing like no damage. So it's only logical to go and dip into Holy and Discipline. So yeah, that is I think the best strat for Warlocks hand down is to do that.
It's a cool strat, man. I gotta say.
Yeah.
What classes do you guys struggle the most against personally, given your own play styles? Dunedain, what do you think is a paladin?
I cannot really answer that question right now because, like I said, I didn't really have time to play a lot of PvP lately because I've been really busy for work, for school. So it's pretty hard. If I have to say something, I think Mage and Warlock probably.
I mean, I don't know. You're a paladin. I don't see you really struggling with anything because y'all can just bubble.
Yeah, but
y'all have so many spells at your so many things at your beck and call. I don't.
They get kited. That's the thing. You get kited.
Yeah, get kited.
Yeah, and you can get mana burn and 5% and stuff. But basically, melee is just the easier matchup, which is quite obvious, I guess, especially with Reckoning.
What is your strongest, Matt? What is your strongest duel?
I think probably Warrior.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that's quite easy.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm Protection Holy spec, so it's like they can't really go through your armor and through your heals, and you kill them in Reckoning.
It's interesting though. Like I've seen some paladins lose to elemental shamans are kind of they're very they can I feel like if they get really lucky, right?
Elemental shamans.
Sorry, I think it dropped out.
I'm sorry, element and enhancement. I meant enhancement.
Oh, enhancement shamans.
Like a really geared enhancement. If they get really lucky, they're just ridiculous. But
I'd say for me, man, obviously hunters. More so now that they can trinket out of my stuns. That's really, really annoying when they do the scatter shot, feign death, trap. Like, I literally take my hands off my keyboard and just look at my screen at that point. And anything plate isn't really a great matchup, especially warriors, because they can disarm me. So you disarm a rogue for that's pretty cancer for 6 seconds. But outside of that, I can destroy anything.
What do you feel like is your favorite or best matchup, given your play style?
Given my play style, my favorite matchup. I really like playing against druids because druids feel. I think a lot of druids feel kind of cocky because they can just kind of shift out of everything. They just have so much to their kit.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of pride in killing druids.
I know you
I
love
just
it.
literally I literally wait
You
for them
and
to
Swifty
they go
have
in,
that beef, dude.
dude. They go into bear form and they think
And
they're all
tinkle.
safe, and then as soon as they go back into their regular form, and if I fuck.
Well, you struggled with them for a bit, though, dude. You struggled with them for a bit.
I did, but you know what? It took, and shouts out to Swifty. It took me maybe about 40 or so duels to kind of like get a real concrete, comprehensive plan to kill them down. And now that I have it, it's easy.
That's
Let me ask you something, Murder. As a rogue, what do you find more difficult, a geared Shadow Priest or a geared Disciplined Priest?
I mean, really, it's situational. It depends on who I get the jump on.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Priests. Now that I have Trinket, I would probably say Shadow Priests are the easier matchup than Disciplined Priest.
Yeah.
Before the Trinket, before the Trinket came out,
it was rough. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really rough. And I mean, if you guys saw the PvP,
you just die in your fear. Basically, it's like.
You're feared for forever, and it's like there's Shadow Word Pain, Mind Flay, Mind Blast, and it's literally GG. But I would say Disc Priest, just because the healing and stuff like that. I think that's the more cancer.
The survivability, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing from a Warlock perspective too. This is far scarier to me than Shadow. Now that I have the Spellstone trick, the Spellstone trick was the difference maker. Being able to have multiple like Cloak of Shadow type effects and wiping out the dots, taking off the silence, just so strong. OG Jeffrey, the caster, the PvP extraordinaire, in the chat, saying hi. What's up, OG? Ever since the first dueling tournament on Scarum I casted when you rocket home the Warlock Fellhunter pet, I've been doing that versus geared Warlocks, and it makes a world of difference in the matchup. Good play. It is definitely a very strong play, because if you rocket home the Warlock, they can just purge that off. So absolutely, and Warlock not having the Fellhunter, especially if it lasts for a long time, oh man, you're gonna really turn the tides there a lot.
How do you feel now that everyone has trinkets, Kargoz? Is it a lot more difficult, or are you having just as time?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. You know what? If I'm just being honest, man, I haven't played enough to get a full feeling of it. I hate to say it. I haven't been ranking too much, and I haven't been able to have enough experiences to feel how dramatic that difference has been. But in the limited PvP that I have done, it hasn't felt that impactful, because you're kind of deathballing against another deathball, and you're just nifty stopwatch, sapper, throw a couple dots up, die, or succeed, rinse and repeat, and you're not doing like intricate CC chains on multiple people and all that. So that's another thing, man. I'm just really excited for BGs for that reason, right? There's going to be a lot more kind of skill and finesse going into the each individual battleground, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And the BGs are timeless, man. It's like,
oh yeah.
One of the things I really liked in some of the expansions of Retail was Rated Battlegrounds. I don't know if you ever played it with a decent team, but that's something I really like.
I did a lot back in, was it WoD, or I forget when, but yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, well, no changes of course, but if they ever do Classic Plus or something, I wouldn't mind some rated BGs, to be honest.
Well, it's almost like they are, it's not like they're rated, but like the fact that you're getting through BGs and all, it's just like, I love finding a nice pre-made or even just 5, 6, 7 people rolling into even 4 rolling into a war song or something like that. I love doing that. Having a core group of people that you go into like a WSG with. You have a flag carrier, you have a healer, whatever, or having a pre-made group. It's just so much fun. So it's similar, you know what I mean, Dunedain, but I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, Arena is all fun and good and stuff, but it brings balance problems, and rated BGs have way less of a balance problem, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, as far as like the rated BGs and that compared to Classic, I think for Classic, of course you don't have rated BGs, but I feel like your rank gear is kind of like your rating. So like, let's just say you're rank 13. and you got your full purple PvP set on. That's like being like 2400 or 2500 rating in like a rank BG. Like for me, that's like the way that I look at it. It's like, okay, I look at your PvP gear and I'm like, okay, this guy has the ABC. You got your Don Julio's band. Like I can tell that you constantly stay in Battleground. So that's kind of like the ranking system for me personally.
Yeah.
I'm trying to further dissect like the implications of BGs coming out, and again, this seems brain dead simple probably to some, but I am a goldfish, so I like to think about these things. And so WoW fulfills a certain type of gaming experience up until this point. You have this open world that you can explore and cherish. You can do dungeon grinding. You can do lots of things, right? But there's no fair or fairish sort of PvP environment, right? And like a lot of other games that provide a different gaming experience, whether that be Dota or Warcraft 3 or StarCraft or Hearthstone or whatever, it's these highly repeatable, PvP type games. And BGs is now going to add that to Classic WoW. Yeah. You're now going to have this repeatable, timeless format PvP experience. I think the implications of that are pretty vast, and it will be much needed. I think it's going to add a lot of excitement back into the game, at least personally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I want to bring something entirely different up, though. If that's all right.
Yeah.
It's the latest phase, I think. We saw some changes which were not documented. One of the things that we noticed in our guild with the Red Paladins is that Consecration apparently now is a debuff. So Red Paladins already were a bit crap in raids. And now if it's a debuff, that means if you bring one, you have to give him a debuff, otherwise his damage output's even lower. So I noticed some other things too, like for example, the elemental.
The Surgers.
No, what's it called? The Surgers.
Yeah, the Surgers in the MCU. Back in the day, and on private servers as well, everyone used to stack on them, or else they would charge someone further away. And the way it was up until a couple weeks ago or a week ago is that you could the melee would have to stack on them, and then the rest of everyone, as long as you were 10 yards away, they wouldn't charge you. But now you could be like 30 yards away. I think there's a limit. There is like a 40-yard limit, but if you're within, if you're even like 2 yards away, or you're 10 yards away, you're 20 yards away, it's gonna charge you. So everyone now has to stack on those Surgers, which is the way I thought it was supposed to be. But have you guys noticed anything else other than, I know there's things that I have like kind of noticed, but I don't remember. I
think pulls from certain packs, if you run BRD, I think some of the packs don't really pull like they are supposed to. You can pull like single mobs instead of the whole pack together.
I mean,
I saw that somewhere else too.
The whole reset any dungeon thing by jumping on a little pixel is maybe that's always been there, but you can pretty much find a creative way to do it in every dungeon. You find a little pole, you find a little thing jutting out, and you jump on it, you'll be able to reset the mobs in the instance.
Well, that's not something that happened like recently.
No, I mean it's been there since the beginning of Classic, and it's been
Yeah.
like the whole fountain resets in ZF. Like you just run through the entire instance pretty much all the way to the past the Scarab Room. You run all the way into the graveyard. You jump up on the little fountain. Things like that are different to me. OG Jeffrey says, have you noticed? Have you more resists on average in PvP? So this is something that he is noticing. I have 4% hit with talents and gear, along with Arcane Subtlety, and noticed way more resists on fire and frost spells, especially those that have a lot of tier gear that has resists on it. It's happening enough to where I'm considering a bit more hit. It's interesting. I don't know the formula or how much resist adds.
Could that just be more people getting tier gear and more people being geared now over time, or?
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing with Consecration wasn't in the early release of Classic, so it's definitely changed. So I wish actually that Blizzard would come out and give just a list of changes. It did change. Is it a bug? I don't know. If it's a bug, then it's quite annoying because Red Paladins now really cannot.
Consecration not taking a debuff slot now was hotfixed, at least on NA. That's what Code Blue says.
Is it?
Oh,
that'd be sweet.
Well, you gotta understand, Blizzard does a lot of little things that they don't mention. Like, I don't know, I'm a farmer. I like to farm a lot, and I've noticed that there's been a lot of drop rate nerfs on certain items. One particularly, Winterfall Firewater. I remember the first month and a half of me farming, I could go out there for like an hour, and I can farm up enough Winterfall Firewater and echoes and stuff in order to suffice me for a whole raid, more so a raid. I can do a raid in Nixia just with enough Firewaters. I try to go out there now and farm Firewaters, and it's like pulling teeth. Like if I'm not killing the high chieftain guy and getting the free one, it's like I literally have to kill, 50 furbolgs,
dude.
get one Firewater.
I know exactly what you mean. So I think they nerfed the drop rate with. We all know that Felcloth and Felcloth and the demonic runes, right? The ones that drop off of the guys in Ashara and Felwood have pretty shit drop rates, right? But the demons inside DN, up until like last week or 2 weeks ago, had really good drop rates for the demonic runes and for the Felcloth. It dropped a lot. Like I mean, you could kill like a lot of these demons that I kill on my farm path, and like I would at least every 2 runs I'd have like 2 or 3 Felcloth and like 4 or 5 demonic runes. Now I'm lucky if I see a demonic rune or a Felcloth in 5 runs.
Wow.
So I think they severely nerfed the drop rate of the runes and the Felcloth off of the demonic dudes in DM. Only those guys though. So that is definitely something that's been recent as well.
What do you guys think, chat? Do you guys have your own experiences? Do you think there are some stealth nerfs to drops and stuff? Maybe with the reduction of layers? That's an instance thing, right? So that wouldn't even have anything to do with layers.
Arcane Crystals says DVS. Yeah.
Arcane Crystals. But I think it seems like people are still getting good amounts of Arcane Crystals. I think for a while, like even before I dropped mining, I think I mined maybe 3 Arcane Crystals before like I dropped it, and it was really bad. But it seems like people are starting to get them like pretty regularly now, so I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. But OG Jeffrey, you got me thinking now with your question, man. There is resist on tier gear 100%, right? And shadow resist is on a lot of stuff. And I know for me, I have the 1% hit on the Felheart robes, and then I go, okay, that's awesome. I only need 1 point through suppression in the affliction talent tree to get 3% hit that I need. But it makes sense, man. I may want to drop another point in there just to deal with those kind of, resists and to intentionally overshoot the amount of hit needed in PvP. Got me thinking, bro. Got me thinking.
Can I just answer a couple of the questions I've seen in chat?
Please,
people have made some comments. For one, Halsey, what's up? Yeah, I'm from Northern Virginia. Like, shouts out to all the East Coast, Virginia, DMV gamers. We're out here. Somebody was asking if I was using a Viscagan Perdition's Blade earlier. No, I use Viscagan Brutality Blade. I do have a dagger, which is a Gut Gore Ripper at the moment, but I'm not really dealing with daggers until it's my turn to get a Perdition's Blade because I am a sword rogue in PvE. Somebody was saying something about a Shadow Priest never being able to, they should always be able to kill a rogue. That's not true. If they time out your bubble, then they can definitely kill you. And there have been Shadow Priest with a bubble that I can DPS through because I slap, bro.
That's as an orc rogue too, man. Undead, it would provide another chance. I mean, if we're talking about
that's a common misconception I hear a lot, especially now that PvP trinkets are out, guys. So a lot of Shadow Priests are like, oh, it's a rogue, easy. You get Cold Blood Eviscerate, and you can drop like your fucking full health bar. So especially like a guy like Murderer who's geared out his ass, he could probably kill you with a Cold Blood Eviscerate, through shield, if you have like 3k health or something like that. So I
was gonna say I do it all the time. I literally, I'm 7 of 8. Okay, well, PvP gear, I'm 7 of 8 Night Slayer, Viscag, Brutality Blade, like all that other good stuff. Like I'm just really missing trinkets. Well, there's not really any good trinkets, but rings and Striker's Mark.
Right.
Is all I'm missing on my rogue. Everything else I already have. But I will Cold Blood Eviscerate somebody for like 2,500 damage.
Yeah.
Like with 4 points. That's not even a 5-point Cold Blood Eviscerate. That's a 4-point Cold Blood Eviscerate.
So 5 points, you're looking at over like 3k.
Well, no, I mean,
like 3k.
Well, the damage kind of like is. I've never did over 2,600 damage from an Eviscerate on my rogue ever. I just haven't seen it, whether it be Cold Blood, whether I'm in PvE, whether I'm fully raid buffed. I've never seen anything over.
Improved Eviscerate and
and Hemo, for Hemo, I do need 3 points.
Yeah.
Damn. Big
That's a
slapper,
lot
dude.
of damage though, man. So like, imagine you get opened up on, couple say like, and a good rogue will always sap and wait for the bubble to come off, right? That's what a good rogue will always do. And then imagine opens up with a cheap shot, right? Couple hemos, and then cold blood. Like those hemos are going to get you down to probably like with the auto white hits like a K or so. Like that'll probably do 1,000 damage or so, right? With all the hemos and to get up those 5 combo points, and then you got a cold blood eviscerate, and like that's like a one shot basically right there,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I mean, just my white damage slaps. So it's like I'll just white damage you for 600 to 800 damage. It's just like boom, white damage like 638, and I'm just like whoa. It's like before I can even build up couple points, and then sometimes I feel bad because I'll be in stealth and I will see somebody, so I'll preemptively cold blood. Like I'll press my which is my R button. I'll hit R, cold blood, and then I'll open and realize I didn't even really have to use my cold blood because they're almost dead. Like I could regular Abyss, or I could just rupture or something like that, and then kind of just run away, and they're gonna die. So.
Code Blue's saying there's been a ton of undocumented loot table drop chance changes, but my theory is not that it's there to hassle players. The retail engine has a ton of analytical tools, and I think what you're seeing is Blizzard playing 4D chess against the gold sellers. Interesting. So, I mean...
That would be a change.
I kind of do a straw poll. What are you saying? Sorry.
Yeah.
But
it's quite interesting, but I'm not convinced. Could be.
Okay, so I guess the straw poll is: do you think Blizzard is manipulating drop tables? Is actively? Well, maybe manipulating is not a bad, or maybe is it? How do we feel about that though? Is it manipulating it? Maybe it's no changes. I mean, I don't know, man. Actively changing drop tables. I mean, they shouldn't be changing drop tables, right? Shouldn't it just be?
But we're talking not about epic loot. I think it's more about arcane crystal drops, righteous orbs,
Still, though,
those things. I think.
Isn't that changes? Are we supposed to read?
Yeah.
Are we supposed to read, guys?
Wait, what? Say that again?
Guess so.
Are we supposed to read right now?
Code Blue said something about undocumented changes on loot table drop chance. So he thinks that the retail engine has some tools to see what gold sellers are selling, and basically they change drop tables to counter the gold sellers.
Really?
Well, that's his theory, at least.
Oh.
If Blizzard, okay, let's start here. So vote on that straw poll. Oh, we got a new member, Arcane Mage for the win. Thank you so much for joining the cargo train, dude. The cargo train. Choo choo. All right. So how do you guys think? If Blizzard is actively changing the drop tables, how do you guys feel about that? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
Would be a bad thing, I think.
I like less fucking hands in the.
I was saying, dude. I feel like that's a.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, there's no evidence. But
if I spend some gold on certain mats and I want to manipulate the economy, and then Blizzard suddenly changes the drop rates, that would feel really bad.
Well, Code Blue's saying they already did it blatantly to the DM lashers. Well, I don't know if they did, though. Maybe the reference client, maybe that's how it always was. Or do you think private servers just may have had it too much? It could have been a private server. I would guess that it's more likely to be an error on private servers having the values too high.
So private servers actually said that even their loot tables were changed to have less drops, and I honestly think that Blizz probably did the same thing with them as well. I kind of agree with Code on that one. I think that they definitely probably did something to the lashers.
You think they changed it?
Oh yeah, the dogs and shit, dude. Like I think private servers were. I mean, you got to compare like what private servers were, and I know like don't look at private servers, right? But like they even said on the private servers that they had significantly reduced the drop rates from what the data that they had. and then you get to what we have now, and it's a lot different. Yeah, there's like a different number of lashers and shit like that, so you can't really go by that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did. That's for damn sure.
I think that's what they are doing, to be completely honest. Because I mean, everybody knows about the DM farm. I mean, everybody knows. Okay, like if you're trying to get the best GPH, gold per hour, these are the specific farms that you have to do. And then, there's like 3 or 4 of them, which everybody that plays Classic probably knows. But I mean, outside of just being an open world grind bot like myself, I just go to one zone and I just grind the hell out of some humanoids, or do specific grinding and herbing while I grind. But yeah, man, like I think it's a smart play by them. I really think it's a smart play.
You think it's a smart play? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason in the chat. Nobody's outraged. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, because that would be a change, right? If they started tinkering around with stuff. But I guess cool,
but I think that's kind of like, I don't know. As far as changes versus like other things, I think that's kind of something that was, at least to me, I thought like a given.
You think so? So the straw poll results are pretty split. 7 people say yes, they think Blizzard is actively changing drop tables. No is 5 votes. So
I meant to say yes on that, and I said no. So I actually messed up. I didn't understand. Yeah, at first.
I see. Arcane Mage, you thinking about making some content about Arcane Mages? Do you have any advice for you? I only have 10 hours to week to play or whatever. I mean, how do you define Arcane Mage? You dip in both
Arcane
PvP and
frogs,
PvE,
right?
you dip into Arcane substantially, so you'd have to define what you mean by Arcane Mage, but you don't need a ton of time, man. Just, record a video, with some gameplay, owning some people as Arcane Mage. People would love that, man. Make a nice
just
thumbnail
talk about
for it.
that's all you got. Just literally record yourself owning, right? And talk about what you're doing and say okay, this is what I'm doing here, this is what I'm doing there. And listen, if you ever want to have help on that, I would say join ClassicWall.live. If you haven't yet, here I'll give you the link to the site. Anyone else as well, if you guys are interested in creating content or checking out content, and we there's been a lot of new stuff on there as well. Check out ClassicWall.live, and we could actually help you create content if you want. Arcane. We meet up every week, and we go over with other content creators who are looking to make new content. Go over ideas. We help each other with things like thumbnails and all this other stuff. So there's a Discord that you can go in there, and so join the Discord and join the family, man.
That's our little site. That's our little baby. Yeah, ClassicWall.live. We have been working on it for over a year now, so check it out if you guys get a chance.
It's an incredible good site with lots of very good tools. So
thank you.
This guy says, yo, murder, if you like finesse, go Arcane with that mage. You might have to finesse or you're dead. You might like. I'll be honest with you, man. I am not big on caster classes, especially mages. And, I'm pretty vocal when it comes to my thoughts on classes. I don't really think PvP-wise, I think there's some finesse to a mage, but nah, I'm not just trying to... Nah, dude, I'm not trying to polymorph and fraud. It's like it's so boring. Playing a mage, honestly, it is really scummy, and it's just really boring.
Says the
rogue, dude.
Okay, look.
You're kidney shotting people. You're literally cheap shotting them when they're not looking. You're gouging their eyeball out when they're not looking. And then you stab them in the kidneys.
A lot of times,
and then you blind them. You throw poison in their eye and blind them, dude.
No. You know what's scummy? A hunter that sits on a flare and a trap.
Yes.
That's scum. That's the scum. That's the scummiest.
Is that the scummiest? In a duel?
No, honestly, I think a warlock, fucking succubus is scummier.
Warlock succubus?
Warlock succubus SL, dude.
In what context though? Because you're weakening yourself in some. I feel you though. Actually, SO Warlock with the succubus out, Defcamp, you're actually on point, dude.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
You get bonus damage from the succubus. You know that, right?
It's fucking
It's pretty.
Kargoz is literally unkillable for a month. Warlocks scummy, okay? Warlocks with engineering.
Warlocks are kind of scummy, but I think rogues are scummy too. We're the bad guys, dude. Rogues and warlocks, dude. We're freaking
Shadow Priests too, dude. They're
corrupting people and taking their souls, dude. Or just yoinking their souls out of their bodies.
I'm not even mad at the Fell Hunter. I'm not mad at the succubus. You know what I get mad at? I get mad at these warlocks sacking the void. Double sacking the void.
Oh yeah.
That is like the
Love to see
scummiest
it.
thing because I
Yeah.
open up
To
on
see
them and
it.
I'm like, I'm about to kill him. They sack the void, they get that little shield, and all of my work
It's for
goes
naught.
for
dude.
naught.
You'll love
Yeah.
to see it. You'll love
And then
to
you
see
get
it.
fear bombed, right?
So Kerm from Scarum says, care to comment on Invictus flight path camping for 12 hours a day on Scarum? Is this officially sanctioned guild activity? And to that I say, good job, battle buddies. Keep fighting the good fight.
Yo, man, like, okay, and I've seen this. I've seen this Kerm guy. I've seen some of his posts on Reddit about PvP and how it is to be in alliance. And honestly, bro, what I can say to you is, you rolled on a PvP server.
Ooh, preach.
This is what you're gonna have to deal with on a PvP server. Now, I would suggest to you, if you don't like these things, there's other forms of transportation, there's other classes you can re-roll, or there's other games that you can play.
Oh.
Until BGs come out, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. And me personally, if I see you buy a flight path and you yield honor, I'm gonna Viscag you.
Oh man,
Yes.
dude, a true murderer, dude. He's RPing as a murderer. Voivod in the house, actually, yo, Voivod though. Voivod. This man, I've been following his content for a minute. If you like Warlock content and you like my Warlock videos, this guy's got a ton of Warlock content out. Very underrated
Voivod?
channel. Yeah, he's in the chat right now. He started streaming the other day.
Is he
Actually,
in your oh, there we go. Okay, yeah.
yeah, Voivod in there. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving,
YouTube.
everybody,
Yeah.
too. We haven't even said Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving
Oh,
special.
that's right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Turkey Day.
Turkey Fest.
Get Viscagged. Oh, I fucking love it, dude.
Dude.
So Peter
That
in
was a
chat
great
is
speech.
asking if my new server is actually better than the old one. So we transferred to Bloodfang 2 weeks ago because Mokraine was extremely highly populated, and Bloodfang actually really is quite good right now. Population is still very high compared to classic, like vanilla World of Warcraft, but it's much closer to what I was expecting it to be. It's not feeling like a private server, and it feels like Alliance Horde ratio is quite good. And also, I just feel like we actually mean something on this server, so I'm pretty happy with the transfer.
That's
I
good.
think most
man.
guildies are. Yeah.
That's good.
By the way, I
That's
have
good.
this thing in Christmas team. So what about? Can you see it? Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cute. Cute.
Yeah. What
Little
about
snowball mug.
your favorite holiday in World of Warcraft? Because personally, I really
love-
like Christmas in World of
too.
Warcraft. Throwing some
Christmas
I
in
snow.
love
Warcraft.
I'd probably say either
No,
Christmas or Halloween. Halloween just for the
Mm.
costumes and stuff. Christmas for the snowballs because I just like throwing snowballs.
Snowballs are insane.
Yeah, man. Those are my IRL favorite holidays too, though. So like, you gotta
Same
be
here,
the same
dude.
in game.
Yeah.
Like that was my introduction to World of Warcraft. I've said it on stream before. I'll say it again. The first moments of my time in World of Warcraft was on a just black on black Tauren in Illyria normal realm because I didn't even know what that meant. And I'm walking through Mulgore and I see people looting little eggs, and from the Planestriders or whatever, because they had to go make gingerbread cookies. And I don't know, for some reason that just blew my mind. I was like, "Whoa, you can make cookies in this game? Like what?" And that stuck with me till this day, man.
No,
That
but-
was-
No joke.
I
The
started-
first holiday I think I really noticed in WoW was Christmas holiday. Probably it was Halloween, but Christmas it really stuck with me. And Santa Man in Ironforge is really nice. And then you get those
Oh
little
yeah,
packages. What's it called?
I
in
don't know what
English?
it is, man, like-
Presents?
yeah. The presents and
Yeah.
holidays always seem a little bit more like on the Alliance side. I don't know why. You guys, you guys get so much fucking. Oh, your
Yo,
cities are fucking awesome.
Alliance is
Shit.
cozier, dude.
It is.
Alliance is just
It
cozier.
is.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it, dude. Is that blasphemy as a Horde member?
It's not. No, it's not.
It's-
Because like I agree, but they just don't have that brotherhood aspect of the Horde to me. You know what I mean?
But
They
you
don't-
can throw snowballs at your gnome fellows.
Yeah,
Dude,
It's
dwarves
quite
are
nice.
dwarves are just sick. I love dwarves, man.
I'm the same here, dude. Dwarves is my
You go
fucking.
to the
If I
dwarf
go,
zones, they're
Yeah.
so comfy. Thelsamar, like,
They are. But
You
Iron
see
Forge really, it feels super comfy at Christmas holiday. You
Yeah,
feel
it's like perpetually fucking Christmas there. You know?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
perfect.
because it's just snowing in Dunmoreau all the time. So
Yeah.
you know, it fits everything.
Dwarves,
Yeah, I love
like
Dumbo,
I've said
dude.
before, dwarves have grown on me the most out of all the races. I think they're pretty friggin' sweet.
Same
now.
fucking here, Kargoz. They're. I mean, come on, dude. Like, okay, you gotta accept this as murder as a rogue. Right? Being able, it's almost like a pre-BC Cloak of Shadows, right? Because you can basically get out of bleeds, poisons, diseases. So if you're up against a fucking another rogue who's got poisons or who blinds you, right? All you gotta do is fucking stone form vanish. Or if you're against a warrior and he's got deep wounds on you and shit, stone form vanish. Like, it's so nice, dude.
Yeah,
So
it
fucking badass.
really it's very very OP. Very.
And
So
when they
good.
get geared out too, you gotta admit, dwarves look kind of cool, man. They look like just
They
big
do.
little Chad-looking motherfuckers, like
They
just
just-
fucking weapons
For some
hanging off
reason,
their
it's-
belt, like they. Oh.
Okay, look,
For
For
let's
some
be
reason, it's the
honest.
least played class, though.
The,
The
the-
least,
Really?
least played
Oh.
praise. Yeah, I think gnomes are more played now in Classic.
Yeah.
Wow.
It used to be the other way around, but
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that many dwarves.
I mean, orcs are the biggest chads in the game. I mean,
It's true.
orcs
That's
are-
true. It's a fact.
Get out,
It's
Chad. Warlocks, Chad. Warriors, when they have gear, super Chad. Like,
Taurens are
Come on.
bigger and stronger, but they're kind of soft, you know. Like they're kind of they. I don't think that they're mean spirited, you know. Like
People-
they're the Torahe. They're sprinkling fairy dust on the land. Dude. The orcs over there, he's like
Which is
eating,
nice, though.
he's eating
know what?
fucking
I like that,
drumsticks, dude. He's just
Yeah.
eating the tendons off of freaking
I feel like
gazelles.
I feel like people that play Taurens are soft people as well too. Like I couldn't play a
Yeah.
cow in a video game, man. I don't
Just
know.
look
Like,
at
ain't
it,
nothing
look-
against the Tauren players, but I'm not
You
playing.
got
a
War
cow.
Stomp though, man. That fucking War Stomp is badass, bro.
Orcs look so
It is.
sick, dude. They look
Uh,
so sick.
What about a main tank Tarn though? Can't tell me that ain't badass. Like Navik, like all geared out, you know, he's got.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
like
do, they
if
do
he gets
look
Thunder
kinda
Fury
sick.
and shit too, you know what I mean? Like, come on, that's
But they don't look
That's-
as savage to me as the orcs, dude. You get the
No,
right orc face
I know,
on with
I
the
know.
big teeth sticking up out of it, man. You see them in the
Yeah, man,
cinematic,
like-
just they got bloodlust, kind of well, not an ability, you know, in game, but like the whole RP of just bloodlust and just going into that kind of berserker rage, man. I don't know, man. Orcs.
nothing
orcs
more
are sweet.
Chad than a gnome, dude.
Oh,
Than a gnome?
man.
Actually, if you say dwarves crew on you, gnomes really crew on me since it's
Oh no, dude.
they really do.
No.
Yeah,
Actually, dude, most soy race in Azeroth. I don't think it's gnome, believe it or not.
Night Elf. Night Elf.
What
Do
is
you
the
guys think
most soy
Night Elf-
race, dude?
Night
I'm
Elf.
trying to think
Soy
right
red,
now.
yeah, Night Elf's
Night Elf.
definitely
Is it?
soy
Night
red.
Elf all the way. It's Night Elf all the way, dude.
It's Night Elves. It's literally Night Elves till Blood Elves come out, but Blood Elf racial is
yeah.
really good.
Oh
but
my God, yeah.
that little jumping, spinning shit. That's just
Yeah,
It's
dude.
actually Night
especially
Elves, dude.
the dudes that play female Night. That's what it is.
It's actually Night Elves.
Yeah.
Night
That's
Elves
my
are the
elf,
most
though.
soy racing.
They are, dude. I mean,
They really
yeah.
are. They're little elves, bro. They're elves. I don't
They're
know.
elves.
Thanks for the
Exactly.
elves are
shout.
cool though.
Happy early.
You know what?
Thanksgiving.
That's a question I really want to
Cheers.
ask. What drives
Aw, thanks, Voivod.
a man
Yeah.
to play a female character in World of Warcraft? Because I
Trust
could
me.
never. I
Yo,
like.
you're gonna stir the pot with this one murder. People are gonna start ringing, dude. I feel you, but dude. Oh man, dude. You're about to get ganked right now, murder. You're about to get ganked.
Listen, it's quite easy. I really
Love
love
it.
elves from Lord of the Rings, and if I want to play an elf, I don't want to be looking at that male elf because I think it's kind of
Oh,
looking.
I've heard that excuse
I've
so
heard that
much.
before too. Yeah. I've
So
heard
I
about that.
and
People like
also
animation
no,
things.
but for real though, also the hunter bow animation. If you look at it, the female bow animation is so much better than the male bow animation.
Yo, nothing is better than the troll bow anime.
But I
You
don't
know-
play horde, so that's
You
not
don't.
an
They
option.
shoot their gats like this. You know, like
Ah,
boom,
I
boom,
mean,
boom,
but
boom. Like,
the female body
you
and
know.
physique and shape looks amazing, right? It's amazing. Like it's a thing of beauty. Doesn't mean I want to have that myself, though. You know, like but I don't.
Don't you think like the female? I cannot do it for the webcam, but the female bow animation is like the most heroic one. The others, the males, they
I'm not
shoot
denying it, man. Not denying
horizontal. Looks
yeah,
really
but then
weird.
you're playing the worst class race combination. In
Yo, what is
Yeah,
what is
what is
female
that?
Night Elf Hunter? Is that
Wait,
your
the-
show? Is that Defcamp's nomination, dude? Female right up on there.
They are my bane, dude. I despise.
So when you said you were going to play an EU server, I made that out, so I could play it with you.
Son of a bitch.
No, that's not actually true. I made a hunter female as my very first character ever long ago. So.
Now the only female I would play, and I actually made one. Well, two. I made two. So I came back for Legion. So I had a demon hunter, that was a female.
Right.
It looked really cool, and I have a blood elf rogue female. And the only reason I made a blood elf rogue female is the stealth animation is fucking sick. Like when you're just standing still, like they really look like a rogue. Like they're low to the ground. Like, they look like they're just on some really sneaky shit. So
I just want to look like a badass when I play the game. I put myself visually as that character, and like I want to look like a badass. I
did think though that blood elf females look like badass sometimes.
Do they? So someone said different mindsets. I am my tune versus I'm with my tune. And real talk, brother, that's the best explanation I ever heard for people playing female characters, because some people envision themselves as, if we were living in Azeroth, what would I be? That's what I would be on some RP shit. Versus some people want to create a character and develop that character's story as like a side piece, like as a.
I am my tune. That's how I feel.
No,
even though I'm a big ass dude playing undead, I still feel connected to the strife of the undead more so, and the mentality of it.
I got to say, even though I play alt characters, I play a lot of female characters. But for my main, I think like every character I played as a main character was male, except for one Blood Elf Paladin back in the day. But other than that, was always a male character.
Your main is male, then you got some side chicks. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
I would play a female character if they had more junk in the trunk, and if I'm just looking at junk in the trunk the whole time.
Remember when Thick played Undead Rogue and he was obsessed with the boob physics? Or you could be like him, dude. You're obsessed with the new. This man was on some shit. He was like, look at the boob physics on Undead, man. He was fixated on it. He kept asking people to come over and look at his screen like, there's no way they're supposed to jiggle that much and stuff, Or you could be like...
I tried to convince
him. They do jiggle, yeah.
It was a bouncing sack of maggots, but he really thought they were like boobs. And I'm like,
bouncing sack of maggots, oh my god.
I mean, they're undead, they're, like if you're really thinking about like an undead chick, you'd be like...
Dude, dwarf females got some junk, bro. They are quite
dwarf
thick
females
indeed.
are very thick. I think, honestly, the most thick and the most well put together female is
endowed female.
Orc females are what's the word? They're very
built for tough.
Voluptuous?
No, not voluptuous. They're
yikes.
They got Zug in the right places.
They're even.
They got
they're
Zug.
They're
Zug.
like fuck. What's the word? Hold on. They're even. They're
proportionate.
Proportionate. Yes. They're very proportionate. They're
structurally sound physique.
Yes. And dude, okay, a female orc decked out like a female orc warrior decked out in all plate looks better than a male human, and looks more like a human than a male human does.
Dude, but male humans just look so generic.
They look so stupid.
I like them though, dude. They're so humble. They look goofy. Like they're just.
They look like they got a stick stuck up their ass, man.
Okay,
isn't that amazing though?
The one that I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna make some enemies with this, but the one that kind of bothers me the most, like when I get killed by him. Shout out to you, Zava, because it kind of pissed me off when you guys kept camping me in Ungoro. And Java's a homie. He was doing all the duel tournaments. Is the human female, like the really put together human female with a nice little tight little ponytail and the little pearl earring studs. And I got killed by a bunch of Rise members or a bunch of Rain members. One of them. They were on point. They were in Ungoro running it. And they look like the fucking Spice Girls that just killed me.
Yeah, they all
They literally look like they got their hair did up in a nice bun and the little pearl earrings, and they're sitting on their epic lightsabers on human. And I'm just like, I just want to.
And that pissed me off so much because it's like some dude, sitting there playing a female human, and that pisses me off for whatever reason. I hate it too, dude. I hate that. I think I hate that more No, not the female night elf.
I got
Female
killed
night
by
elf
the
or whatever.
Spice Girls, and they camped me out. They made a big circle around me. I couldn't escape, dude. I was getting camped
No,
by
I feel you on that, brother. And there's a lot of female human.
It's true.
Female human rogues,
It's true.
female human paladins, female human warriors. There's so many. I feel like there's more female humans on our server than there are males.
That's true. I'm trying to think our tanks in the guilds are all female warriors.
But what if you're actually a female, though? Then you get an exception. I wonder.
Yeah, they get a pass, absolutely. We actually have a
True,
female in our
though.
raid that plays a male character.
Actually, that's kind of true, man. Some of the girls that
Yeah.
actually play WoW play male character somehow.
Yeah.
That's true. What if it's the inverse for them? They like the male animation. My mind's getting blown right
could
now.
be, yeah.
My mind's getting blown.
Yeah.
The females in our guild all play priest, and they all play female priest.
What does that mean? That's the girlfriend class or something? Priest?
I
Like,
think so. My girlfriend
it's
plays
so
priest,
true.
dude.
It's so true. My last GM's girl played priest. I guess I'm just somebody's girlfriend, right? Who plays priest. I guess that's how. But I feel like the most commonly played classes, I don't know why it is, for females is priest and hunter.
And druid too.
Yeah, I guess druid would be like the third. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, you don't see. Well, Sarmonican's a great exception, but Sarmonican plays warrior.
Harmonica's
right?
is an
Plays-
amazing
plays-
fucking tank warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You don't really.
Yeah.
You don't for some reason. I don't know. It's weird, because you don't want to. Don't want to venture into
And
that
she plays as
cringe,
femtar.
that cringe
I feel like-
territory. But
Yeah.
like, if my girl was to play WoW right now, actually, should I
Yeah.
bring her in here? No. She's gonna kill me, dude. Never mind. But if out of all the classes, I was like, which one appeals to you the most?
Yeah.
She'd probably pick priest, bro.
Mm.
You think? Well, have
Maybe
you
not.
never asked her before?
Hold on, should I do it?
Well,
Hold up,
ask.
hold
I mean,
up.
ask.
Let me ask,
her,
hold on.
ask
Why
her.
not?
Yeah. Don't get in trouble, though, Karg. Guys, I gotta go.
Our class leader for priest is actually female too. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the motherly kind of like helping people kind of thing, and I think the reason why a lot of females play hunters is because they like pets, right?
Mhm.
I
But
mean,
why
I think
priest
that's why.
over paladin or druid? Paladin is like the main
Because
support class.
priests are the best healers. That's why.
Nah, don't know. Maybe I think paladin's more like the plate bearer and swinging the weapon, and that appeals.
Yeah.
to paladin a little bit less.
I mean, priests do get to wear dresses too, so yeah.
Paladins too,
But
though.
paladins too, yeah.
And I think a lot of times for like women too, especially if their their boyfriend or their husband plays, typically their boyfriend or husband will play a class that needs to be healed, like a non-healer class, so they just feel like, okay, well, maybe I should play a healer to, that way we can play together, like, it's like that.
Right. He came back by himself.
I asked her. No, well, she did,
Uh-huh.
she didn't get all done up and everything. You know how girls are. I don't want to go in front of the camera, but I asked
how many
her.
people are watching?
I laid out
Water,
the choices, bro. I laid out the choices. Guess
Uh-huh.
what? She chose something I didn't expect.
Ooh.
Warlock.
Shaman.
No, man, she chose mage.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Thought so.
She
I
chose
actually do know
mage.
some females. I do know some females who play mage as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. I didn't really give her the whole run through of anything. It was just purely based on name, basically, because she doesn't know what they do. But hey, man.
I feel like maybe the priest is like a motherly thing where they want to like help people, like be like the care, like a caregiver almost.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Do girls want to be caregivers? Is this like are we toxically masculine right now, like, or whatever that toxically masculine right now, like, or whatever that SJW term is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
this is
girls are
completely
caretakers?
biological. Okay, we're talking about motherly instincts, biological.
I think we're well in bounds here.
Yeah.
Okay. This disclaimer, dude. This
we're not saying that, like,
I mean, there is a maternal instinct, right? Like, there's or
like,
whatever.
we're not crossing the line saying like, oh, the female's favorite profession is cooking or something like that.
Oh, yeah, true.
Man.
If you ask a random person what class they want to be and they don't know about the game, then mage is probably very much given answer, because mage is what you want to be in real life if you could, I think.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say women have a maternal instinct who want to care
that's
and
what
do
I'm
this,
saying.
and guys have a protector instinct.
Well,
and
I
kind of
feel like I
gravitate
have more of
towards.
See, I feel like because of what I've been through in my life is why I tend to feel more in tune with like the healer, right? Because I've like my job, what I do for a living is is helping people, and I like that, and I do it, and I've always, and listen, like, doesn't mean like I don't like to play a DPS every once in a while too. Like, I love to play a rogue, but the class that speaks to me the most is 100% priest, because I get off on fucking helping people. You know what I mean? Like, I like it. I like
Good thing to get off on. Not better than
buff somebody or heal them and this kind of thing. Like, I should have said get off,
dude.
But yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty noble, man. Hell yeah, dude.
That's not trying to toot my own fucking horn. I hate like.
You see Defcamp's browser history, dude? It's like amazing doctor heals 20 patients. Fucking.
He's all watching veterinarian videos on YouTube.
Right? Just saving abandoned dogs and stuff, dude. Just like my browser history, trust me.
Hey, look, you're a better person than me, Defcamp. I get off on killing people. That's what I get off on.
Murderer's browser history is all live leak, dude. It's all live leak.
Yeah,
And,
Faces of death,
It's funny, dude. Snuff films. He just watches snuff films, dude.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no fapping while healing death.
It's funny. That's funny, bro.
Oh,
that's bad. Wait, Dunedain, does your wife or your girl play?
Yeah, she plays priest. She's level 42, something like that.
Now,
just really casual, but
what went into her thought process into choosing priest? Think?
Well, she played quite a lot on private servers too, and she tried priest, she tried druid, she tried paladin, so you can see like it's all healer classes, and I think that's all she tried. I think she leveled like 3 priests on private servers, and that's what she rolled on classic too. She really likes being night elf, so she's a night elf priest, and I think it's just about helping people, healing people. Because she doesn't really like playing Shadow at all. She does it because it's the easiest to level, but she rather just be Holy. If she could level Holy on a reasonable pace, she would probably go Holy instead.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting. I don't think we crossed any bounds there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Tricky, with that dual personality thing. I like to have that healing side, but also have that dark. I got that dark side, you know what I'm saying?
Got the dark streak in him.
I think what she really likes, by the way, is that like healing of the moon thing that you have in their messes.
Like the Alloon's Grace.
The Alloon stuff, yeah. That's something very Lord of the Rings stylish.
Yeah, it is.
Type of healer. And
I will say, so in Lord of the Rings, did you think the elves look cool?
I think so.
I think the elves look. I think they look cool in their armor.
Yeah.
Especially the places they live in look really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It achieved that effect for me when I watched the original, like Fellowship and stuff. When you see them there and they feel like they have the most sophisticated armor, and they still seem very like dexterous and like kind of lean and high tech. Elves are kind of cool to me there, and I don't know.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. I just I think the elves in WoW they don't fully. I don't really connect too much with night elves and blood elves. Like, blood elves are very just kind of like snobby and shit. You know what I mean? Very like they're snobby. The
blood elves are night elves.
Like the blood elves.
Blood elves,
very
right,
snobby,
right.
And the night elves are kind of just like, I don't know. I feel like the male night elves freaking like their teeth are all like they look ugly, dude.
Yeah.
They're kind of like they look more like a almost. Like a mix between like an orc and a troll or something, I don't know. They don't look too like elvish. Like when I think of like an elf, you think more of like the blood elf, but not as snobby and not as like
True though, I think blood elves are just more dainty. Both male and female, they're more dainty and cute. Like you're kind of selling me on night elves here, Defcamp. Now I kind of like the male night elf.
I'm not trying to.
He's pretty jacked. Dude, male night elf would be like a great basketball player. Like the dude is tall, he's got the frame for it. He probably has mad hops. You know what I'm saying? Like
remember though in WoW lore, night elves used to be trolls. That's why they look, I think, a lot. Like lanky, tall.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's why I think they share a lot of the characteristics with them. But as far as like a Tolkienian elf, I think the blood elves are definitely more
True.
towards that, but they're definitely a lot more dainty and, like you said, snobby. So
I mean, the best way I could describe it is like night elves look like they eat at Applebee's. Blood elves look like they eat at Ruth Chris. Like,
yeah.
What's Ruth Chris, dude? This went over my head, bro.
It's a little light in the loafers for me.
it's like a restaurant that like they're famous for like their steaks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Expensive.
Yeah,
Very
it's
expensive.
it's expensive.
Yeah, what's wrong with
Fogo de
Applebee's,
Chao,
bro?
just you could substitute it with any.
Oh yeah.
I
Fogo de Chao,
love
like
The
you could.
picanha, dude. Little pan de queijo.
Yo, we got a Fogo
Yeah,
here.
dude.
So good,
I know
bro.
that Fogo, bro. I've been there in Center City, bro.
Oh,
I love that
so
place.
good, bro. Yeah.
Brazilian food is so good, bro. I'm on keto right now. Like I'm, for the
Oh,
most
dude,
part.
so good.
And
What
yo,
kind of motherfuckers are you saying it out?
So much fucking meat,
dude,
bro.
you just go to the Brazilian. When I was in New York, I've been doing this keto. It's hard to like maintain some sort of semblance of a keto diet or whatever when you're traveling. So I'm in New York, so I'm just looking around desperately trying to find something I can eat. And Brazilian steakhouse, bro. I went in there. They had kind of like a cheap one though, and I went back there. They sliced up this huge portion of meat, dude. Brazilian meats slap. Let me tell you,
They're so fucking
delicious,
good, dude.
man. They
Yo,
got
Brazilians know how to fucking cook, dude. My
really
brother's
do.
got a Brazilian friend, and he cooked some of the best food I ever had in my entire life. So fucking good, yeah.
I want to answer this guy's question really, really quickly. He said, "What kind of rip motherfuckers are you
What?
seeing at Applebee's?" and funny story, if you know who Marshawn Lynch is, aka Beast Mode, running back, when he used to play for the Buffalo Bills, 5 nights out of the week he would be at Applebee's, literally. He lived at there's a story about
Marshawn Green.
it. Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch used to be. He literally would be at Applebee's like 4 or 5 nights out of the week. Love the place, man.
Yeah, man, putting away those apps, dude. 3 for $13.99, man. No, yeah.
Yo, Applebee's is I don't know, man. All I gotta say though, like for subject, is everyone's got their own thing, and I appreciate that. I respect that. But I will always despise female night elf hunters. So sorry.
If you want to trigger Defcamp, female night elf hunter, do it. If you want to trigger me,
No problem.
you want to trigger me, kill me with a squad of Spice Girls, female humans that all have pearl earrings and their hair done up neatly on lightsabers. Tell me like that. That's gonna trigger me the most.
Just one more thing on that Tolkienian thing you said. I was thinking about it. I think the Blood Elves indeed look more Tolkienian elves, but I think the Night Elves live in more of a Tolkienian world.
Yes, absolutely. They're more like the forest elves, the wood elves. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a combination would be really cool. But...
Yeah. But I think it's good to stray a little bit out of the.
Yeah, sure.
But orcs, yeah, man, orcs are. I had an orc. See, here's my rule, right? If I play elemental shaman, I want to go Tarn because of War Stomp, right? War Stomp is amazing for elemental, but enhancement fucking orc shamans are so badass. It's just like you are literally like the horde in fucking, like you are the horde, an orc shaman. Like, come on, nothing more badass than that.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I do love playing my with War Stomp. War Stomp is an amazing ability, dude. So fucking awesome. So
you love
clutch with
shamans,
that
man.
deal.
I can tell, dude.
I do. I love
like
shamans.
are rogues more, dude.
Yeah, I'm at the point right now where I really don't know, and I'm debating on which one I want to play next. So I really need to hurry up and just figure it out. Because like I play a healer class already, but I love shamans. They have so much versatility, right, with the totems and without being elemental. But I feel like I would probably do better as a rogue, just because I could focus more on healing with my priest and DPS with my rogue. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, rogues are pretty linear, bro. Like,
Yeah.
But fun.
Yeah, exactly. They are. Yeah, and I only really PvP'd with. I only did a couple back in actual vanilla with my rogue. I never got much gear. I had mostly dungeon gear, and I bought, I think, like the epic bracers the tier 1 bracers, and so I had like some gear, but nothing great. And I mostly PvP'd with him. And then come BC, I started playing a lot more. Started playing with the priest and rogue, both of them, in both PvE and PvP content, and fell in love with them both as well. But the priest, I fell in love with a lot at the end, and it's hard for me because it's like I said, I love being that helper person, but every once in a while, man, you just get a little bored of it, of healing all the time, of looking at those green bars, and it's just like I want to get in the fight sometimes. So I think that's
I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is, I guess.
That's what it is.
Keep throwing a healer every time again, so
yeah.
Must be fun in the end. Okay,
well,
just
Turkey Days tomorrow. Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know if you guys want to wrap up. It's been
Yeah, let's wrap up.
Yeah.
It's been a good show, a bit all over the place, but I had a lot of fun per usual.
I had a lot of fun too.
Yes, talking classic WoW, talking all of it. Big thanks yet again for Murderer agreeing to come on last minute. He doesn't have a Twitch. He doesn't have a Twitter. He's a true rogue IRL. He's stealth mode. So if you want to get in contact with him, you're just going to have to roll Horde Size Scare him and add him. Murderer. The hell of a dude. Great guildie. Thanks again, man. You know where to find all the rest of us.
I appreciate being here. And you can also find me in the Scarum PvP Salt channel. I live in there a lot of time.
Yes, dude, I love it.
If you want to talk shit, please come in there. I'm all for the.
He is all for the shit talk, dude. He is. He loves that place.
Yeah.
Scary place. Scary place.
Well, everyone have a happy and safe Thanksgiving if you're from the U.S. If you're not, have a happy and safe day and Wednesday night. If you guys don't know what Thanksgiving is, we just sit around and eat a lot of food. That's it.
People are like, isn't that every day in America?
Yeah, right?
No, we go extra ham this time.
We go extra ham.
Extra ham, and we say thanks a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. All right, guys, we'll see you next week on Good Morning Azeroth 36. Take it easy. Have a good one.